this week's Neumann Update, I'm Alexis Lomax. California, along with 15 other states, have filed a lawsuit against President Trump on Monday after deeming President Trump's use of a national emergency declaration to fund towards the construction of the wall as unconstitutional. The plaintiffs wrote in California et al. Versus Trump et al. That the president has used the pretext of a manufactured crisis of unlawful immigration to declare a national emergency. President Trump issued the declaration on Friday and plans to distribute $8 billion towards the wall's construction, redirecting $3.6 billion in military funds and $2.5 billion from the Department of Defense. The president made the decision to declare the emergency after Congress passed a spending bill investing $1.3 billion towards the wall's construction. The lawsuit was conducted because many fear that redirecting money away from military projects and law enforcement could harm the public safety and financial well-being to these states and their residents. President Trump responded to the lawsuit, tweeting his prediction of the states suing, considering they were led by an open border Democrats and radical left, and that California, being one of those states, has wasted billions of dollars on fast trains that has no hope of being completed. The plaintiffs also stated in their lawsuit that there is no national emergency at the southern border that warrants construction of a wall. In addition to the 16 states filing a lawsuit, the American Civil Liberties Union also announced that they too were going to file a lawsuit. The executive director of the American Civil Liberties Union, Anthony Romero, said in a statement that we will be filing a lawsuit early next week. As the country's premier defender of civil liberties and civil rights, the ACLU will always fight to ensure a robust system of checks and balances on the power of the executive, which is critical to safeguarding our democracy and defending our rights. On Tuesday, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders set all rumors straight, making an announcement that he will be running for president in 2020. In his email, he wrote, "I am asking you to join me today as part of an unprecedented and historical grassroots campaign that will begin with at least 1 million people from across the country." Sanders is viewed as one of the most popular politicians within the Democratic Party because of his policy agenda to expand health care, widen the social safety net, and for higher education to be a free expense. Sanders also made a statement saying that his campaign is about transforming our country and creating a government based on the principles of economic, social, racial, and environmental justice. Within 24 hours of announcing his campaign for presidency, Sanders raised about $6 million, setting the bar high for those also running for the presidency in 2020. Unfortunately, on Tuesday, Karl Lagerfeld, a fashion icon, died at the age of 85. Many were concerned about Lagerfeld's health when he did not make an appearance for the first time ever at the end of Chanel's fashion show during Paris Fashion Week last month. Earning the title of being the creative director of Chanel, one of Lagerfeld's greatest achievements was his ability to reinvent the brand's codes created by Gabrielle Chanel. Alan Wertheimer, the fashion house's CEO, said, "Thanks to his creative genius, generosity, and exceptional institution, Karl Lagerfeld was ahead of his time, which widely contributed to the House of Chanel's success throughout the world. May he always be remembered." On Tuesday night, the moon lit up the sky. The reason for this was due to it being a super snow moon. Usually the moon's distance from the Earth is about 238,855, but on Tuesday it was about 17,000 miles closer, being 221,734 miles away from Earth. The terminology originated from the Native American tribes of the North and East, associating this full moon with the month of February because of the heavy snowfalls during this month. The Neumann community has a lot to look forward to after spring break from the Neumann Players theater program as they perform Phantom of the Opera. Our very own Andrew Donachie has a story.
This spring, the Neumann University Players are putting on the performance of the Phantom of the Opera. The show is planned on being performed on March 7th through 10th, and we got exclusive interviews of several members of the cast of the show.
It's incredible that we're at this point because when I started here as a freshman, the theater program was virtually non-existent. And throughout the years, through my hard work and John Baxter and Dr. Sayers, we've worked so hard together to try to grow this program.
You know, some people are saying that this is like a leadership type of situation I've been put in, and I could agree with them, but I feel like, you know, everyone kind of knows what they're doing. I'm new when it comes to the Neumann players, and I feel like I've been accepted into the Neumann players family.
The one thing about me leading into this is that this is my first musical. And originally I thought it was going to be really tough getting into, but everyone here has been so friendly to me. I've seen a lot of other people who are just joining this for the first time, and you know, they're just trying to get involved, and we've been welcoming them, and it's been so great doing that.
I'm very excited to put on this wonderful show with a great cast and my fellow cast member, Andre.
Yeah, you know, it's really nice getting to kind of like steal the spotlight a little bit and kind of just experiment with my character at the expense of his, because mine's clearly the more important one of the duo. It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, but I care about the money.
In all seriousness, though, it's been absolutely wonderful having to work as like a pair.
It's going to be a great show. It's going to be very comedic, hopefully.
With our cast and the crew and everybody working as hard as we're working, I believe we can definitely pull it off. It's definitely one you should try and come out to see. And it's going to be great. It's going to be very enjoyable. It's just come on out and see it. I mean, it's going to be one heck of a show.
As Andrew said, showings for the Phantom of the Opera in Neumann University's Mega Theater are on March 7th, 8th, and 9th at 8 p.m. and March 10th at 2 p.m. Tickets are being sold for $10, and this is certainly a show you don't want to miss out on. Neumann Nights gathered together on Monday night to stuff a plush. Students got the chance to stuff fuzzy animals of their choice, such as bears, unicorns, wolves, and more. This event was conducted by the Student Activities Board members. Once students were done stuffing their furry friend, they had the option to send their plush to a local retirement home and write a sweet message to go along with it, or simply keep the animal for themselves. Mother Nature has been on a roller coaster this week. Let's turn it over to Rhea with the weather.
Today we had a mixture of sun and clouds topping off at 44 degrees. Tomorrow will be early overcast skies giving way to steady showers. Temperature-wise, much the same as today at 44 degrees. Sunday, the rain tapers with your chance to grab some vitamin D in the afternoon with the sun at an energizing 60 degrees. Monday, mostly sunny but windy with gusts out of the northwest at up to 25 miles per hour. The temperature drops back down to 45 degrees. A sunny Tuesday at 40 degrees. Wednesday comes with rain and a bit of snow showers in the morning with a steady drizzle. Throughout the day at 41 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy at 42 degrees with winds light and variable. Looking ahead, temperatures remain in the high 40s. They say March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. In fact, winds at the jet stream level from the southwest to northeastern United States have been among the highest on record this past week. An aircraft flying through this jet stream reached up to 801 miles per hour in speed this past Monday. That's all we have for this week's weather update. Back to you, Lexi, at the desk.
Thanks, Rhea. A lot seems to be going on with Mother Nature, but a lot is also going on with the Academy Awards and the approach of the 91st Annual Oscars. Let's turn it over to Amaris for more details.
That's right, the Oscars are coming. Can you believe it? And it is certainly going to be a game changer. Traditionally, the Oscars is a hosted ceremony. And this year, it was anticipated for Kevin Hart to host the Oscars. But after controversy surfaced regarding homophobic tweets, Kevin Hart posted from 2009 to 2012, Hart stepped down from the position, so for the first time in 30 years, the ceremony will be hostless. But the Academy will be taking an alternative approach and made the decision to have different stars deliver viral-friendly skits while handing out awards to the nominated winners and of their categories. Speaking of nominees and their categories, the odds are in favor, but the competition is real. Black Panther found its way, making the A-list, receiving a nomination for Best Picture. Black Panther has been noted for being the highest-grossed superhero film, earning $1.3 billion in the box office. But like I said, the competition is real for Black Panther, as Bohemian Rhapsody, A Star is Born, and Roma are just a few of the films also being nominated for Best Picture. Lady Gaga is breaking the glass ceiling, being nominated for her first Oscar for Best Lead Actress after her acting debut in the film A Star is Born. And her counterpart in the film, Bradley Cooper, has also been nominated for Best Lead Actor after his performance as well. But both Gaga and Cooper will be facing some stiff competition. Yalitza Aparicio has been also nominated alongside Gaga for her debut performance in the film Roma. And Melissa McCarthy has made her way to the list for her performance in the film Can You Ever Forgive Me? Meanwhile, Cooper will be running up against Christian Bale for his stellar performance in Vice and Rami Malek for his spectacular portrayal as the late Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Congratulations to Sam Elliott for his first Oscar nomination. The star has been nominated for Best Supporting Actor after his performance in A Star is Born. Mahershala Ali is also in the running after his performance in the film Green Book, and Adam Driver after his performance in BlacKkKlansman. Regina King, Amy Adams, and Emma Stone are just few of the women to be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. King for her performance in If Beale Street Could Talk, Adams for her performance in Vice, and Emma Stone for her performance in The Favorite. Black Panther is not the only superhero film movie to be nominated this year at the Oscars. The Incredibles 2 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has also earned their tickets for Best Animated Feature. But they are not alone, as Ralph Breaks the Internet and Isle of Dogs are running. Though all these films have received high expectations and positive reviews, only one will win the ticket. The Oscars are set to air this Sunday, February 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. So make sure to sit back, relax, or set your DVRs because this is going to be one award show you don't want to miss. That's all we have for entertainment this week. Let's go back to Lexi at the desk.
Thanks, Amaris. Now let's check in with Jared and Leonard for an update in the sports world.
The Neumann men's volleyball team dropped a Continental Volleyball Conference match at Rutgers University in Newark on Tuesday evening 3-0. Sets were 25-13, 25-13, and 25-12. Zach Strickland tallied 4 kills and 6 digs for the Knights. Connor Kolek added 3 kills and 4 digs, while Jules Mariano handed out 11 assists. Neumann is now 0-8 on the season and will head to Sarah Lawrence College tomorrow night for a tri-match versus Pratt Institute. Action gets underway at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Moving on to women's basketball, the women's basketball teams fell 66-56 on Wednesday evening versus Immaculata University. Nafisa Saunders tallied 34 points in the loss, and Mariah Najeski added 14 points and 7 rebounds. Neumann fell in the contest they are 14-12 in the season and will now wait for an ECAC tournament appearance announcement next Monday to see if its season will continue. Duke freshman forward Zion Williamson injured his knee early in Wednesday night's game. This was a huge blow for the Duke Blue Devils because they were the top-ranked team versus the 8th-ranked North Carolina Tar Heels. After Williamson blew out his shoe 30 seconds into the first half, he left the game and did not return. After the game, Blue Devils coach Mike Krzyzewski called it a mild knee sprain, but couldn't offer any specifics. He did say, however, that the knee is stable, which is a good thing for Duke fans because Williamson was able to walk out in his own power. Duke ended up falling to the Tar Heels 88-72, which is North Carolina's first win at Duke since 2016. Will Zion be cleared for tomorrow's game against Syracuse on the road, or is it best for Duke to keep him out for another game so we have him at 100% again? What do you think, Leonard?
Well, the big thing for Duke is the tournament. Whenever they fall short of making the tournament or get a high seed, that's always a disappointment for Duke. So basically what they got to focus on is they got to see how they're going to get the best seed possible. And if you push Zion, you're not going to do that with an injured Zion.
Yeah.
So, I think it's best to sit him.
I agree. Keep him out one more game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on to pro sports. Now, the biggest story in the NFL is Antonio Brown. It's been going on for a few weeks. He has made an announcement that he wants to leave the organization. Art Rooney, late last week, early this week, met with Antonio Brown at his home in Miami, Florida. Apparently, after the meeting, they both came to an agreement that maybe it was the best for the organization to make a trade. Earlier this week, Steelers GM has made an announcement that they won't accept a deal anything under than what they feel is appropriate. They're not willing to cut Antonio Brown. So they're not completely ruling out the fact that Antonio Brown will be on the roster next year. Antonio Brown has gotten himself into a few legal troubles as of late, a reckless driving citation, a domestic abuse situation, and he's also made a few bad comments on social media in which analysts are now saying that are contributing to his low trade value. The Steelers are looking for at least a second-round pick. Analysts are saying they won't get more than a fourth round. Now, the big news in the MLB, obviously, is Bryce Harper. It's been going on since the end of last year. And this will be exciting for Phillies fans because it looks like there's a chance he will sign with the organization. Last week, there was a mystery car that was at the airport in Fort Lauderdale ready to pick up a mysterious passenger to bring to Clearwater. That car never made it to the practicing facility. It was rumored to have been Bryce's free agent to come talk with the Phillies. The Phillies have made it quite clear that they're willing to pay Harper what he wants, but he seems hesitant to sign with the organization. Earlier today, the Padres have also announced that even though they signed Manny Machado to over a $300 million deal, they're still looking at Bryce Harper. Now, Jared, just really quickly, do you think it makes sense to sign another player for another over $300 million contract?
Now, I am a Phillies fan myself, so I'm going to be a little biased here. I want Harper to come to our team because he's one of the best players in the MLB. I think it's actually smart for the Padres to sign him because that's two big players with Machado being on the team.
They have the cap space.
They have the cap space too, and I think it's smart for them to sign him if they really want to get a ring for their organization. I know Harper wants to get a ring. That's his big thing right now. He doesn't really care for the organization he plays for. He wants to get a ring first, and I think he's going to go to the Padres because Manny's already there and two big players in baseball working together. There's nothing really you can do to stop him.
So if Bryce's agent not showing up to spring training, another kind of downer for the Phillies is that just earlier today they renewed their interest in pitchers Dallas Keuchel and Craig Kimbrell, both who are looking for really big deals. Kimbrell, who has not signed with the Red Sox yet because the Red Sox have not made him a high enough offer. That is kind of a downer for Philly fans who want to see Bryce in a Phillies uniform. Anyway, that's all for sports, and we'll send it back to the desk.
Guys, that's all we have for this week's Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax. Have a great weekend and a great spring break.